Hi everyone! Today I want to talk to you about the Enneagram of personality, and this time more applied to romantic relationships. In the previous video we talked about how the Enneagram can help us prevent conflict in relationships or deal with conflict better, and today I also want to look at what are some of the strengths, what are some of the qualities that the Enneagram types can bring in relationships. So all about that in the next few minutes. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's dive in. So, I want today to be a more positive focused video because we know that the Enneagram has a tendency to dig deeper into fears, insecurities, things that people have a tendency to struggle with as a coping mechanism, as a response to their type, fear and motivation. However, today I also want to look at the positive side of things and what are some of the positive qualities that each of the 9 Enneagram types can bring into their romantic relationships specifically. So when it comes to Enneagram 1, the perfectionist or the reformer, what these people can bring in romantic relationships is a very high level of intentionality. This is something I really appreciate about them. They tend to be very clear about their intentions, and they tend to make decisions once they have clarity with respect to why they're doing that particular thing. So usually in relationships, in romantic relationships, they tend to have a very serious and responsible attitude. They tend to take their romantic commitments very seriously, and they also tend to focus more on trying to make their partner feel good, feel like they are being taken care of, feel like they are being respected. Respect is usually a pretty big deal for Enneagram 1s, and even though, depending on the person, of course, they might have different ways of looking at respect or showing respect, but in general, the healthier the Enneagram 1 individual is, the more respect they will show towards others, and the more respect they will cultivate in their relationships. So the level of intentionality, the respect, the fact that they take relationships very seriously tends to be like their certain group of strengths that they really bring in romantic relationships. Now, moving on to Enneagram 2, the helper or the giver. Obviously, some of the positive qualities of this type are associated with being warm, being kind, being generous. The healthier the Enneagram 2, the more likely it is that they will give without expecting something in return, that they will give from a more generous and altruistic space. Of course, it's hard to be black and white here. There's always going to be a level of exchange in relationships. But the more connected the individual is with themselves, the more self-aware they are, and the more they have worked on themselves, the more they will be able to give from a place of kindness, of wanting to help and support the other person. So they will show a lot of warmth, a lot of generosity in their relationships. They will be incredibly supportive of their partners and encouraging of their partners. And this will really matter to the other person. It's very likely that the other person will feel seen and heard and appreciated and listened to. Now, moving on to type 3, the achiever. What this type has a tendency to bring in relationships is a tendency to kind of be energetic and inspiring. The healthier the type 3, the more likely it is that they will inspire other people with their high energy, with their enthusiasm, with their excitement to achieve things and accomplish things and do great things in life. And because of this high level of energy, they are likely to inspire their partners to also be energetic, to also fight for the things they believe in, to also go for what they want in life and achieve what they want in life. So really, in romantic relationships, I see a lot of Enneagram 3s bring this quality and kind of make their partners also get excited about going for what they want, working hard, maybe choosing the job that they really want to focus on, or improving their skills in a certain area. Again, the healthier the Enneagram 3 individual is, the more likely it is that they will show their partner how important it is to really work on yourself and get better in different ways, especially in those that are important to you. So this is really a gift that they can bring in relationships. For Enneagram 4, again, this type is a type that, when healthy, they have a really deep level of empathy. They have a really deep ability to understand the other person. And they will care about understanding the other person beyond the facades, beyond the masks, beyond the things that look pretty on the outside. They are people who are very likely to be able to dig deeper into who their partner is, how they feel, what's important to them, what they value, how they want the relationship to look like, and really connect with the other person on a very, very deep level. They will care a lot lot about intimacy, connection, vulnerability, and the healthier they are, the more likely it is that they will cultivate these kinds of, let's say, attitude or values in their relationships. Now, moving on to Enneagram Type 5, the investigator. This type is a type that is very likely to bring a more cerebral perspective in their relationships. And again, the healthier and the more mature they are as individuals, the more likely it is that they kind of help the other person also be rational, also be cerebral, also kind of cultivate their intellectual side, but not to the extent of being cold and aloof and detached, but rather by focusing on enhancing their rationality, enhancing their minds. They are also people that tend to be quite dedicated and quite supportive in their relationship. I notice that the healthier they are, the more likely it is that you will feel this quiet but really stable partner next to you, this quiet but really grounded individual by your side. And this can be of great value, especially to a partner who's more emotional, who's more feeling driven. An Enneagram 5 partner can really help them kind of connect back and come back to earth in a way, connect to their rationality, connect to the intellectual side of things. Enneagram Type 6, the loyalist. This one is a type that obviously brings a lot of loyalty and reliability in their relationships. They tend to be some of the most loyal people that you will ever meet, so it's likely that they will make you feel safe and secure in your relationships. It's likely that they will make you feel like you have someone by your side that you can really, really count on. And again, the healthier and the more mature they are, the more likely it is that they will make you feel safe without making you feel suffocated, without making you feel like they're clinging on to you. The healthier they are, the more likely it is that they will be by your side, support you, be your teammate in a way in different, relationship-related endeavors, or sometimes even work-related endeavors. They are likely to be really supportive, caring individuals who bring a lot of consistency in their relationships, and this is really important for psychological safety. Okay, next one, Enneagram Type 7, the enthusiast. This is a type that can bring a lot of excitement, passion, and fun energy in their relationship. But again, not to think about this simply in terms of, Enneagram 7 will take me to an amusement park or on a fun holiday, and that's it. Of course, they might be doing that with you, and you might enjoy it a lot. But actually, Type 7 is also a type that is very good at making people get excited about experiencing life, opening up to new opportunities, opening up to new ideas sometimes, especially if they are ENFPs or ENTPs who are also in Enneagram 7. They're more likely to make you get curious and open up your mind to see things from different perspectives, to learn about the world from many different angles. But still, there will be this level of excitement and enthusiasm and positivity that they bring in their relationships. And this can really help someone else, especially if they're not a positive type, so a 2, a 7, or a 9, but rather a different type. They're more likely to also start becoming a bit more optimistic, more likely to look at the bright side of things. Okay, Type 8, the challenger. 8s can really bring a lot of safety in their relationships as well, but mainly because of how assertive and independent they are and how good they are at making tough decisions. The healthier the 8, the more likely it is that you will feel this really, really strong individual by your side who can deal with difficult circumstances, who can, approach confrontations with an open mind and an open heart, someone who is really strong and assertive by your side. And these things also create psychological safety. If the 8 does it from a place of self-awareness, from a place of, I'm not just doing this to be in control of the rest of the world, but rather I'm doing this because I have matured and I understand that these are some of the strengths or the qualities that I can bring in my relationships, then the more likely it is that their partner will feel safe, will feel at ease, will feel like they have a really supportive partner by their side. Okay, and last but not least, Enneagram 9, the peacemaker. I would say that by far, and I'm saying this also as someone who has been in a relationship with a Type 9 for a few years now, some of their greatest qualities reside in the fact that they are extremely tolerant and flexible individuals. I would say that out of all of the types, healthy 9s are the types that are the best at making people feel accepted, making people feel understood, making people feel heard. because through their presence, they almost give the impression that they're holding space, but really holding space for others by listening, by caring, by tolerating and accepting, rather than fighting and trying to convince others they should be different. 9s are extremely good also at bringing harmony in relationships. And again, if they don't do it out of a place of extreme conflict avoidance and fear, but rather out of a place of being nurturing and supportive of others and really using their strengths for the better, then they can be exceptional at creating harmonious relationships where people share how they feel and connect with each other on a deeper level, rather than have destructive conflict, rather than have conflict that really, throws individuals into many different directions. So these are my thoughts on really the most important qualities and positive aspects that each of the 9 Enneagram types can bring into their relationships, especially the romantic relationships. And I think it's important, as we also look at the negative things or the challenges that each of us faces due to our Enneagram type or the Enneagram type of our partner, it's still very important to see the positive things and sometimes to really empower each other. Because the more empowerment we create in our relationships, the more we empower our partners and the people around us, the more likely it is that we will contribute to a ripple, domino effect in our communities, in our societies, where we create more empowerment and more resilience. And that has loads of benefits at an individual level, at a relationship level, but also at a community level. So thank you very, very much for watching this video. Thank you very much for being with me. If you're interested in finding out more about my life coaching sessions or about my newsletter, check out the link in the description below. And as always, thank you very much and see you next time with another video on typology.